Hello, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the difference between working in a stitch and between stitches. So this is quite a common thing I see with beginners. So just to say that neither is correct or incorrect, it just depends in what context you're using it. So I see a lot of beginners especially inadvertently crocheting between stitches rather than into a stitch. So I've got two blocks here that I've made. So at first glance they're looking very similar, and to the uneducated eye, especially if you don't actually crochet or don't crochet very much, you might think, well, I don't really see much of a difference. But if we look at this one, so this one we've crocheted into the stitches compared to this one. I just fold them in half here. This one I've crocheted between the stitches. So what you should be able to see is a subtle difference. Well, to me it's pretty obvious what the difference is, but I know from teaching complete beginners that it isn't always obvious. So it shows a bit better if we can get the light shining through there. So you can see that if we crochet between the posts of the stitches, we end up with a more open fabric like this, because each stitch is made between the legs. So this gives, in my opinion, a little bit more of a scruffy look or a more rustic look. Not to say that I don't like it, but you know, it has its place. And you can see that each stitch is sort of overhanging, it dips down into the previous row or round. And then with this one we have crocheted into each stitch, so what you'll see is the fabric is a little bit denser because we've only crocheted into the front and back loops of the stitch rather than through between the posts. So I'm going to demonstrate that now just to explain that a little bit better. So before I talk any more about you know, the times and places you would do each one, I'm just going to explain textbook instructions. So the classic instructions of putting a particular stitch in a stitch of the previous row. So don't worry too much about what I'm doing here. I'm just starting off this pattern. So if, for example, a pattern says, for example, 1 double crochet or 1 UK treble into the next stitch, what it means is that it wants you to go through the front and back loop only of the stitch. So it doesn't tell you that, but that's just assumed knowledge. So we'll just have a quick look at one of these stitches so that you can see what he means. So an entire stitch actually consists of many components. The most important components for this particular thing that we're talking about is the post, which is the long part of the stitch, which is all the strands sort of loosely knotted together. So that long bit is the post, and then if you follow that up, at the top you have what looks like a chain sat on the top of it. So that is composed of the front loop and the back loop. So if a pattern says work into the next stitch, it wants you to go through both loops like that, but both loops only. It doesn't want you to pick up any other part of the stitch. If it says front loop only, then it will want you to go into that, and then if it wants you to do back loop only, it will want you to go into the back loop. There is another part of the stitch called the back ridge, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But if it says nothing, if it says 1 double crochet into the next stitch, what it wants you to do is front loop, back loop only of this stitch. So when I'm teaching beginners, I often see this. So they've gone what they think is into the stitch, but what they've actually done is they haven't got the front loop, back loop of the chain. They got front loop, back loop and back ridge of the chain because they've inadvertently gone between the two posts. So they've gone too low down, and it might not even be that they've gone too low down. They might have started off putting the hook up this way, but they got the angle of the hook not quite right. So they got the angle of the hook too perpendicular to the fabric, because if you notice this chain that sat on the top of this stitch, the part of that stitch, it's actually laying quite flat on the front of the work. If you look at the wrong side, you can't actually see the top of the stitch that you need to work into unless you sort of roll it towards you. So when you are going into the front and back loop of the stitch, notice how I have to actually have my hook quite flat to the fabric to make sure that I do only pick up the front and back loop of the stitch. So that's what you need to just take care of if you're aiming. So you can see here, I see this a lot with beginners. Most of the time they're getting it right, and then every now and then they'll get one stitch that looks a bit different and they're not really sure what's gone on, but that's what's happened. They've just gone between the two posts. So as I said before, it's not necessarily, it's, you know, I'm not saying that one is right and one is wrong, but obviously if a pattern has been written and it wants you to go into the stitch in the textbook fashion, front loop, back loop, like this, then there is probably a reason for that. Either because of the way the stitches will end up looking, the density of the fabric, and the stitch count, because working between posts will affect stitch count, especially if you're working a flat fabric. So I mean, I know I've already done it, but you know, let's say you do want to work between the posts, and a lot of people do like working between the posts because it's much more tactile, because you can, a bit like making granny stitch with the clusters, because you feel the space between the stitches and then you work into it. So there are times where you would use this if it was a specific part of the stitch pattern. I've actually got a zigzag stitch pattern where I use that technique. So this is my zigzag cowl pattern. There's also a hat that goes with it, and you can see that we get this sort of textured look by working the stitches between the posts. So obviously if you made this by working the stitches in a classic way, by going through each stitch rather than between the posts, that would give a different look. And also the pattern, the stitch heights, and that would be altered, and you might need more or less yarn depending on what you're doing. So as I said, there's times and places. If you're just doing your own thing and you're not really following a pattern, it doesn't really matter, because obviously you're just doing whatever you like. But often I see people that I've been teaching, that I teach, that come to my classes, that haven't done my beginners classes. They've just, you know, popped into an intermediate class, and they've been crocheting for years and years and years, and they don't actually realise that they've been crocheting between stitches all the time rather than into a stitch, front loop, back loop, and they wonder why patterns don't work out, things never look right, and things like that. So there we are. I have actually mainly made this video for my students, my beginners classes, to put into their beginners resources. So it's a handy little thing, just so that you know the difference between the two. So anyway, what do you think? Do you prefer the look of this one between the posts, or the textbook method, or between the working into the actual stitch rather than between the posts? I like both, as I said. I don't tend to use this one that often, because even though I'm quite a neat crocheter, I find it does tend to look a little bit scruffy. That's probably just my style of crochet, because I'm quite a loose crocheter, and I find that this stitch makes my stitches even looser for some reason. I think it's because you know, you're kind of dropping down between stitches, so I think I'm pulling my loops up a little bit longer. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because it helps keep me going making these kinds of videos.